Hi, this is Drew Kaplan of Star Wars Maven, and I wanted to chat briefly about the Darksaber in Star Wars The Clone Wars. The only time we ever see the Darksaber on screen is in the series Star Wars The Clone Wars. It actually appears numerous times throughout several episodes and seasons. Most of the time it's being wielded by Pre Vizsla. Now the curious thing about this saber is that it's never called Darksaber, ever. The only time that it's actually called anything is called lightsaber by Pre Vizsla. He says,
"This lightsaber..."
In Pre Vizsla's description and talking about the Darksaber, he actually says,
"This lightsaber was stolen from your Jedi temple by my ancestors during the fall of the Old Republic. Since then, many Jedi have died upon its blade. Prepare yourself to join them."
One of the things that we get about it is not only that his family's had it for generations upon generations and years upon years upon years, and that they still have it, and that it's so old. Yes, it's great that it's old. It's so different looking. But on top of all of that, it's still endured throughout all those years. It's got really strong, creation. It's been created really strongly. But on top of that, his family has been battling. Even he himself has clearly been using this saber in battle and fighting, and so have his ancestors. And if they've been able to use it and to keep it intact within the family, that says something about not only, of course, the durability of the lightsaber, but also how it's helped them continue fighting, as well as their own family's ability to endure all that, all those fighting, all those battles, all those wars. That says something really special about his family also. One thing that we see about this Darksaber, not only that it looks different than a lightsaber, of course it's dark, but it even sounds differently. Most of the time that the Darksaber is being used within Star Wars The Clone Wars, this one, whether it's against Obi-Wan Kenobi, it's against Ahsoka Tano, or finally against Darth Maul. Now, eventually, in his duel against Darth Maul, he ultimately loses. He gets his head chopped off by Darth Maul. And then Darth Maul actually wields it. Now, Darth Maul, aside from briefly killing Duchess Satine, really only uses it in his battle against Darth Sidious. And even then, only at the very end once his brother's killed. Most of the time that we see the Darksaber being wielded in Star Wars The Clone Wars is really by Pre Vizsla. And it's pretty neat that it stands up to the lightsabers. It's also fascinating that it's never called Darksaber. It's only ever called, if anything, a lightsaber by Pre Vizsla. Here are some things that we've learned about the Darksaber as we've seen in Star Wars The Clone Wars. One, it's been in Pre Vizsla's family for many, many generations, going all the way back to the previous era when they actually used this type of lightsaber. Two, it's called a lightsaber and not a Darksaber. Three, it looks and sounds differently than the current lightsabers used by the Jedi, as well as the Sith. Another thing is it's mostly used by Pre Vizsla and actually solidly so. Another thing is he dies, and Darth Maul takes over this Darksaber, or lightsaber if you want to call it. And then finally, Darth Maul actually, aside from killing Duchess Satine, really only uses it in battle against Darth Sidious, who ultimately wins over Darth Maul, although curiously we don't know what the fate of the Darksaber is.